I'll be honest, I really haven't cared about Xbox for a long time, and you're probably feeling the same. Or maybe you've played one or two of their games, or one of their games from one of the many other developers they own, but I can't even tell you the last time I've even turned on my Xbox. Heck, ever since I moved into this new space, I haven't plugged in my Xbox. But they might finally be giving me a reason to plug that Xbox back in. So today was the developer direct for 2026, and I was like, okay, let me put it on. I'm eating lunch, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, the first game was pretty good. And then the second game was from Game Freak. I'm like, what? And then the third game was a Double Fine, and then you had Fable. But then I was like, what? Wait, why is this so good? All of a sudden, I'm like, shoot, halfway through the presentation, I was taking notes. I started to get this set it up, and here we are. So I just want to take some time to real quick talk about what all we just got from the Xbox Developer Showcase today, and just talk about how cool some of these games are. So starting out with Forza 6. I've dabbled in the Forza Horizon games. I've played 4 and 5, and they're fun. I'm definitely not the biggest simulation racing guy, but I'll play them for a couple hours, and it's a fun time. Now, 6 here, I know for a long time fans have wanted to come to Japan, and we are finally getting a Forza Horizon game in Japan. It looks awesome, especially all the orbit areas that personally piqued my interest. That you have the whole like countryside, I believe they call them estates that you get to buy. They are going to be in the open world, and your friends can come to it online. There's a lot of cool online elements from this game. Obviously, graphically, it looked great, and the sounds, and they talk about like, oh, how like the engine sounds better, and I'm not that big of a car guy, so I'm like, whatever. I'm more here for the gameplay. But yeah, it was really cool looking. We got the Gundam tease at the end. There's a level creator in the game now too, which I don't know if this has been in previous games, but at least in this one, it's going to be where you could do it anywhere on the map at any time. Start building out your own race courses, along with doing it online with friends. It didn't say how many, but I'm assuming however many you can have in a lobby. And I was just sitting and looking at this. I'm like, that looks really cool. And it was just the more and more they showed of this game, I was hooked. I was like, I don't know if I'll buy this day one. I'm like, maybe I'll rent it, maybe I'll wait for a sale, maybe wait like a year or so, but it all just looked really cool, and you could tell they put a lot of time and effort into this game. The biggest thing that I think Foley was like, oh, that's cool, was the accessibility. We got to see the accessibility stuff for this game, and that looked really well done. It's honestly something that I've thought in the back of my head. I'm like, when the Game Awards for 2026 come up, a year from now, this game better be up there for the accessibility award, because just from the little bits we saw there, I was like, it looks like a completely different game the way they did the accessibility, but it works really well just for the few seconds we saw. Now on to the next game they showed off. Did we know Game Freak was making a game with Xbox, with Microsoft? I don't know if this was the announcement for that, if we already knew this, we didn't know like about the game quite yet, but apparently they've been working on this, I think they said, for nearly 6 years. And this is Beast of Reincarnation. Where has this Game Freak been? This game, Beast of Reincarnation, I'm sitting and watching this, and almost immediately it hooked me. One, because of Game Freak, but also the gameplay looked really cool. You have the whole thing of your main character and your dog companion. It's you two, you're both kind of lone wolves, and you're going throughout this, they call it post-apocalyptic Japan. I think they said it took place in like the year like 4032 or something. And it's a place, it's overrun by nature, but it's in this world where I think they call them blights, and it's this kind of plants that have like corrupted the environment like a long time ago apparently. And it's the way they described it was combining the beauty and danger of nature into these beautiful beasts. And you see these designs, and they just look amazing for both the environments, the creatures. You see some of the abilities you get to have. They talk about how you have two skill trees, one for the dog and one for the main character. In the way, if you, even though your focus is, let's say, on your main character you're playing as, upgrades you do on there will affect your partner and vice versa, and that's really cool. It reminded me a bit of Kena Bridge of Spirits, which is another game I played recently, where you have your main character running around, attacking, whatever, but you're also able to send commands to your partners, in this case it'd be that dog. And they show you can do like stealth attacks, you go just right into the action, you can send the dog out first and then come from behind, and they talk about all this customization. I think they said there's like these charms you can unlock, different play styles. I'm like, this looks really good. But going next to what's probably my favorite game for this presentation, Killed. from Double Fine Games. I haven't played any games from Double Fine. I know they're well known for Psychonauts and a bunch of other really cool games. And I saw them like, oh, cool, Double Fine. I'm like, okay, like they make more like cartoony games. That's more my style as a Nintendo fan. So I was like, okay, this might pique my interest, and it certainly did. Um, like my first thought while watching this trailer is, what is this game? You had the whole like comedic intro they did. The got into the gameplay. It's like, yeah, you get to make all these clay parts, cook them up, design them, paint them, add handles, spouts, all this stuff. It depend on how big or small you make your parts. It changes the gameplay. It's a party multiplayer. It's a multiplayer action party game. And you start like on the maps, like, oh, if you make like a smaller, more like a dish or like a bowl, you can like go through like low places. But if you make like a bigger one, you can carry more water. Because that's your goal, is you wanna pour water on your opponent's kiln and take out their flames. It's literally such a fun game, so much creativity. Looks like the perfect game that like I would love to get me and a bunch of my friends together, sit down on the couch and like, yeah, let's play this. And again, that's a game that's like, it makes me want to turn on my Xbox. All these games are coming to Xbox for us. Some of them are only coming to Xbox. Now, for the last game, we had Fable. I guess I think it's not a remake. This is more of a reboot from what I could tell. It looked cool. It's definitely not high fantasy style. It's being made by the Forza Horizon devs. And the biggest thing that caught my attention was the morality system. And they showed how your changes affect everything. And it's not just a good or bad. It's, say you don't do anything necessarily bad morally, at least to your morals, but you get like really rich. Some of the more commoners in the village will start just look at you differently, even if you never did anything to them. But just by being rich, they'll kind of like look at you like, we get it, you're a big shot, whatever. Or they showed another example, like you could buy people's houses, auction them off, you become a landlord, you could, all this stuff of morality. You could kick someone's chicken in their farm, and some people like it, some people won't. And I'm like, so you can tell it's not afraid to be a little silly too. And that's a game again. I don't know if I'll buy it when it comes out, but it's definitely one I'll keep my eye on, and maybe I'll pick it up on a sale. Maybe that could be a good Black Friday game. I feel, check it out and see how I like it. But I just want to talk about this direct. Xbox. I feel like especially over the last year has really been on a decline. No one's really cared about them. Anytime people want to talk about Xbox, it's about how no one cares, how it's coming to PlayStation, it's coming to Switch, how it's coming to everything's on PC, everything's to Xbox now. And it's typically making fun of them, but credit's due. This was really impressive, and I was looking at the chat the whole time, like, is this just a me thing? No. The chat seemed pretty excited throughout all of this, and they had over, I think, like 100,000 people watching it, so there is still a community for Xbox games. Maybe not consoles, but at least games for Xbox. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you think this is a good developer direct? Did you even watch it? And yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye now.